In my last year of high school, I was taking an AP art class, and my teacher was telling me and the other students in my class about finger painting. There's an artist named Iris Scott who makes finger paintings using oil paint. According to her website, she studied painting in Florence, Italy, and is a professional finger painter. She does oil on canvas paintings of various subjects like dogs and nature and people. There's a video that goes more in depth about her and her career, and I've linked the video in the description box. So I have a little sketchbook that I use for mainly thumbnail drawings, and I decided to try to customize it because it's been pretty plain and I haven't really done anything special with it. So some tips for finger painting would be to decide whether you want to use your bare hands or if you want to use gloves. The results are different, and I think when you use your bare hands you have a better feel for how the paint will move on whatever surface you're using. And I think it's better to use gloves if you have like sensitive skin or if you don't want your skin to get stained. Using different fingers can give you different results. For example, maybe using your pinky will give you smaller details than if you use your thumb, for example. The amount of paint that you use can also affect the drying time. Thicker layers of paint dry a lot slower than thinner layers of paint, so that's also something to think about. You can use different techniques like dabbing the paint or smearing the paint with your fingers. To customize my sketchbook cover, I used different acrylic paints from a brand called Apple Barrel, and I used some white acrylic paint too. So I did use a very thin layer of gesso on top of the sketchbook cover so that the paint would stick to it a little bit better. I used purple for most of the sketchbook because that's one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to show you a picture of a finger painting that I made when I was in high school. I was doing a collection of paintings that explored the relationship between people and nature, mainly. So I decided to do a painting of an aurora borealis. And I had a little image of a person kind of just admiring the view. And I did this entirely with my fingers. I think it really helps to work on a bigger surface, especially for this painting, which I used illustration board for this artwork. And yeah, it just gives you more room to experiment with finger painting. This one was done with acrylic paint too. So it's been really fun to try this technique again. I haven't really done it for years, so it's really nice to get back to that. I'd like to know if you've tried finger painting before. Is it something you would try? And do you know any artists who use finger painting techniques? So if you enjoyed this video, you can watch some of my other videos on this channel. Thanks for being here, and that's all for now.